I didn't really realize how much a director actually did. On a film, I thought they just kind of said, oh, you go here, say this line this way. But it's a lot more involved than that. You have to have the whole image in your head. And I think when I realized that, that was the moment that I thought, this is really what I want to do, like, with my life.
Yeah. Oh, my darling Ekaterina, take 5, action.
Ekaterina, oh my darling Ekaterina. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I could have done this to you. I should have listened to you.
Line by line.
The current film I'm working on is called Ambidextrous, and it's kind of like a homage to classic horror movies of like the 1930s. My friend Randy Davenport, he came into me with this idea, and he said to me one day literally in gym class, he's, hey, I have this idea for this film. It's a man who's treated like a monster, but he's ambidextrous. And I was like, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard in my life. Please write that script. And he wrote it in like 2 months.
Yes, I'm ambidextrous. I'll admit to that. I can use my right and left hand equally as well. That's it. That's all that's different about me. Apart from that one mutation, I'm just a normal human being.
Lots of what I do is I want to keep a kind of fun environment on the set. I want my actors to feel comfortable, and that helps mostly because they're mostly all my friends. I haven't really ever cast anyone that I didn't know personally. So it helps to have a fun environment with that. We kind of goof off behind the scenes, and like in between takes, like I let them, if they mess up, I'm not too harsh on them because I know that that can be really stressful. As a person who does theater, I know that it's really stressful to have a director yell at you. This film has been more difficult than lots of them because the costumes are more time period, whereas the other films that I've made have all been modern. We got some costumes from Stebens, and we got some costumes from my speech teacher at school. I try to have a variety in my films. I want the costumes to show the characters, and I like the sets to also be kind of near perfect. Like, I don't want to make do with, oh, this is good enough. I want it to be, this is good. I like to have a lot of practical effects in my films. Obviously, we don't really have a budget for special effects anyways. Since I have a theater background, most of the time we rely on really practical things like special effects makeup or a smoke machine hidden behind a curtain to create an atmosphere, or just different visual tricks instead of, oh, we can CGI this in later. I feel like it gives the audience a little bit more perspective and a little more relation to the film itself. Lots of my film inspirations come from YouTube. Like there's a YouTuber called Kick the PJ, and then this other guy named Bertie Gilbert, and they have a lot of like experimental films, and they've been really big proponents of modern filmmaking and saying, hey, you don't need to be sponsored by a huge production company to make a good film. You can get your friends and your camera and just get some weird light bulbs and just make a weird plot. And I find that really inspirational, kind of like opening a new door, realizing that I could just do whatever I wanted with film. Like, I didn't have any set boundaries. It used to be that there was no place to distribute the film unless you went to a film festival and submitted it, or it was like a major production company. But now you can just put stuff on YouTube and get an instant response, instant comments from people, share it all over on any social media, and everyone can see it. And I think that that's really amazing. Lots of the things I'm scared about is that I won't be taken seriously because I'm younger, and people will think that I'm not actually trying to have a professional set environment, that they think it's just me goofing around with my friends, which is not what it is. It's a relatively semi-professional film group. I would tell people to just judge me based off the merits of my work rather than me as a person. It shouldn't matter what I'm like. It shouldn't matter who the director of the film is. It should matter the content of the creation and the actual product itself rather than the person who made it. My future plans is I hope to go to Columbia College Chicago and major in film directing, since I figured out that that's really what I want to do with my life, and I kind of write on the side, like dabbling, so I want to continue to do that. But right now I just want to graduate high school.